Hyde Park, the best hood in Upland.
Hyde Park,
got it locked from La Brea to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
so come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play. Stacking the upex from all the treasure we're hunting. Dragons keep the properties coming. Newcomers get help and they love it. Giveaways all the time and we love it. UFC NFL where we rumble. Race track in the hood got constructed. Hyde Park is stunning. If you don't agree, then you can go. The best hood in Upland. Yeah,
Hyde Park,
got it locked from La Brea to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
so come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play. Hyde Park, the best hood in Upland.
Hyde Park,
got it locked from La Brea to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
so come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play. Stacking the upex from all the treasure we're hunting. Dragons keep the properties coming. Newcomers get help and they love it. Giveaways all the time and we love it. UFC NFL where we rumble. Race track in the hood got constructed. Hyde Park is stunning. If you don't agree, then you can go. The best hood in Upland. Yeah,
Hyde Park,
got it locked from La Brea to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
so come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play. Hyde Park, the best hood in Upland.
Hyde Park,
got it locked from La Brea to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
so come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play. Stacking the upex from all the treasure we're hunting. Dragons keep the properties coming. Newcomers get help and they love it. Giveaways all the time and we love it. UFC NFL where we rumble. Race track in the hood got constructed. Hyde Park is stunning. If you don't agree, then you can go. The best hood in Upland. Yeah,
Hyde Park,
got it locked from La Brea to Venice Ave.
Hyde Park,
so come round here with respect, or you might get a shuriken to your neck, or a roundhouse kick to the face. The ninjas don't play.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is the SC Kicker and the KO Ninja with the Hyde Park Ninjas coming at you. So, good morning on this amazing Tuesday. KO, how you doing this morning?
Doing fantastic this morning. Went back to work yesterday for the first day after my hip and procedure. So I, I didn't really work a whole lot. I was just kind of in the way.
How did you feel the first day back? I remember my first day back after the hip surgery, and I was exhausted that day.
So I was exhausted last night, and then my hip is definitely sore this morning. So I gotta stretch it out and do my PT today. But it was nice to get out, and I was going a little stir crazy at the house, and my
Yeah,
wife
you do.
my
You
wife
get
wanted
all
me out.
cooped up, and yeah, you do go stir crazy when you're used to being on the go all day, every day. So,
Yeah, I think my
uh,
wife was happy to get me out of the house. Uh, I think she was done with me.
that's too funny.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
man. Well, I guess we'll get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. So, we're the Hyde Park Ninjas, and we are here to have fun. And everything we say is not it's not financial advice. Okay, so make your own financial decisions. We're here to have fun, and we do a lot of work within the metaverse and definitely within martial arts and Web3 gaming. So we're just excited to be here to share our experiences, with others. So today, actually, before we start, we did have the winner of our UFC pick'ems was Johnny Bones. So congrats to him. I believe we had a three-way tie with 9 wins. That was pretty cool. Um, man, we got Johnny Bones, and I can't remember who else tied. There was a three-way tie. I think Caesar was in on that tie and one other person. So congrats, guys, on a great week of picks. It was a pretty cool card. KO, did you get to watch some of the fights?
I actually did, and it was a mixed night of fights. You know, you had oh goodness, my mind's blanking on the main card. Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. That was the main fight, and it actually was a kind of a boring fight. Uh, I I guess more on the I've seen more boring fights, but it's more on the boring side to be honest. For Colby doing all that trash talking, he just really didn't follow it up with anything. And Leon, I think, you know, was just defending his belt. It wasn't, you know, the when you're in that position, you have to go take the belt away from them, right? They're defending the belt, and he just did not do a whole lot. There was a couple other good fights though, and Bryce Mitchell got knocked out
I heard
by
about
Josh
that one.
Emmett. One of the worst knockouts I've seen in a long time. He was unconscious for quite a while, locked up and kind of convulsing and stuff, and it was pretty brutal. But he was able to get up and walk out of the ring and stuff like that. So, but that was a good fight, and there was a couple other good fights as well. But overall, the night was kind of a mixed bag.
Very cool. I didn't get to see the fights. I was bummed to see Steven Thompson lose. I like the Wonder Boy, and yeah, I remember
Yeah,
seeing him fight in one of his first cage fights ever. He was a pretty young kid down, I think it was in Columbia or Spartanburg, I can't remember, at a Masonic temple, and got to see him. I don't know if it was his debut fight. It was many years ago. I think it was when I first moved back to North Carolina, South Carolina area here. So, but he was really good back then, and he's a great martial artist. I did hear that he got promoted to seventh degree recently, and he's a pretty humble guy. He's come up in the arts his whole life. So I was really hoping for a victory for him, but I think that the guy he was fighting, and I didn't get to see the fights this weekend, but he was really good fighter and put on a good show, I heard. So I was a little bit wiped out. We had our big Tap Cancer Out event at our academies here, and thanks to everybody, by the way, that helped support. I know we were selling some of our virtual properties within Upland, and we are also selling some of our Hyde Park Ninja coffee, Ninjava, with the proceeds going to Tap Cancer Out, and every little bit helps. And I think as a total, we raised I think close to $12,000 so far and still going. So really excited about that. It was a great event and a lot of rolling. And I know when I got home, I took a shower and fell right to sleep on the couch for a little bit. So it was a good day. So
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I think
That's
we're going to
incredible.
get into some influential women in martial arts. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, let me pull up a screen here. Just a second, we'll get started. We have quite the list. I don't know if we'll get through all of them today or do 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Just kind of see how it goes here.
And this is
um,
an interesting topic too. Anytime you're talking about influential people within martial arts in general, there's so many different ways you can go. There's some people that are very well known. They're in movies or different things over the years. They got lucky and got that. And sometimes there's a lot of people out there you haven't ever heard of, but they were a huge influence because they've touched so many lives and influenced so many other people, not only in martial arts, but in real life, helping them succeed. And, for some, turning their lives around and making something of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. To get this list started off today, we got just a really probably somebody more influential within the last 15 years. So we'll pull the screen up here. On number one, we got Ronda Rousey. Um, you just you can't take her off of this list for what she's done for martial arts in the last um, when she came onto the MMA scene, really. And to me, she, you know, I don't know, in my opinion, it's kind of like what Tiger Woods did for golf. Like he elevated everyone on the PGA Tour, right? He brought attention, which brought eyes, which brought viewership, which increased everyone's income basically on the PGA Tour. Um, and that's what I believe Ronda did for women's MMA. She brought the attention and the eyes and put it on the map, and um, just did an incredible job. She had a great run. She was controversial after that, she kind of moved on to the WWE, and then she really, you know, uh, Holly Holmes took over, uh, and she ended up getting beat quite a few times, and um, but there's just no denying the fact of what she actually did for women's MMA and put it on. I I honestly don't even know if I had watched a women's MMA match, excuse me, prior to her coming on the scene. And now I watch it every single fight, and there's tons of women coming up and making a career and making a name for themselves. And I think that she really kind of paved the way for that.
Yeah, 100% agree. She came up in judo and, was an Olympic athlete, and she's just a phenomenal athlete. I'm not big on the WWE and a lot of the stuff they got going on. It's a lot of theatrics and craziness. It's got its place, though. It's a lot of fun. It's funny, entertaining.
Yep.
But she's, like you said, she's done so much for martial arts. And you think about the amount of women that we know, with what we do day to day that have gotten into martial arts, from watching her in UFC is pretty cool.
Yeah, and she was an Olympic silver medalist, if I'm not mistaken, in judo first. And so, and that's man, when she came into the fighting scene, she just was throwing people left and right and arm barring people. That was her signature technique to winning fights, and um, just absolutely demolished the competition there for quite a while until everyone kind of caught up to her speed. So.
It's crazy because you even see there's videos out there of her throwing dudes around.
Oh, she's a beast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's got
I've
some
seen some.
incredible throws, and she's been in a few movies too. I know I've seen her in. We used to watch this show way back called Entourage, and I remember seeing her in that. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
Yeah, I haven't watched a whole lot of it. Let me see. Yeah, she was in Furious 7. She was in The Expendables 3, Charlie's Angels, Entourage.
Charlie's
Um,
Angels, really?
yeah, I didn't realize that in
I didn't either.
2019, I guess.
Okay, was that a
So she did
remake?
must be um, WWE Mortal Kombat 11. I guess she's in a video game here.
Mortal
So
Kombat
I mean,
11. Oh,
So
video
she's
game.
really,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. She's really gone on to do, a lot of stuff. So
Very cool.
we'll keep this list going here. Oh, there's me. Another one is Gina Carano is also on the list. Um, I I don't know. I was a little torn on this one. She did a lot for martial arts. Maybe not quite as influential, or maybe just not as of a dramatic impact as Ronda Rousey. Um, but I definitely remember Gina Carano coming to the scene. She's done quite a few movies. Her jiu-jitsu is really good, and but definitely did want to put her on the list here. She was known for she's been in Deadpool, Fast and Furious 6, The Mandalorian, Haywire. I think Haywire, that's the movie I remember watching her in. And I know that she was also on American Gladiator.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
the the I guess it's kind of like a reality series where people are trying to take down the gladiators. So I don't know if anybody has ever watched
I
that,
remember
but
that from a long time ago.
yeah, I'm trying to see if it's on here. Not not seeing it on here, but she's been in quite a few movies that you can see here. Um, I don't see her TV show on here, but I know she was on. That was one of the first times I saw her. And then she had a few fights as well. And um, so anyway, I just thought with her movie presence and MMA presence, and it was around the similar time of Ronda Rousey. They kind of overlap there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so another awesome martial artist. I remember in Haywire actually one of the first like really good jiu-jitsu scenes. Because there's a lot of bad jiu-jitsu scenes in movies,
Yes, there are.
and there was actually some really good scenes in that movie.
I'll have to check
Alright.
that one out. I've never seen that one personally.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Moving on here. Do you know how to say her last name?
Let's
I'm
see.
gonna
We've
I'm gonna
got
butcher it if I try.
Michelle Yao or Yo.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
positive.
Um, however, I do know her. This was a huge movie in my I guess growing up. This came out when I was a teenager. Um, the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I guess. Oh my goodness, I wasn't even a teenager. I was 10 years old
Yeah,
when
this
it
was a
came
good
out.
one.
I love that movie. Absolutely love that movie. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. One of my favorites. I thought it was so cool. I saw it in theaters. I actually remember. I can tell you like what theater, where I was sitting, like watching it. I re- really like that movie. Um,
I can't
and
believe
I thought
that's
it
been
was.
23 years already.
Oh my, that is insane.
That is, holy
20,
cow.
almost 24 years. We're almost in 2024.
Wow. Yeah.
She was in Crazy Rich Asians, Tomorrow Never Dies, a 007 movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Transformers, uh, Star Trek. Lots of big movies. Oh, okay. She was in the IP Man, It Man, Legacy.
Oh, that's right. She was.
Um, see if there's any other that stand out. Kung Fu Panda. Um, wow, the list goes on. So you can see here she's really, in a lot more movies than the others. This was kind of, this was definitely her area that she shined in was her acting career.
Wow, she's been in a lot of movies. I didn't realize how many. Um, Crouching Tiger, that was definitely a really good one.
Yeah, I might watch that this week
I
because I
might
haven't
too,
seen it in a long
actually. This is
time.
a
And
good week to catch up on some movies.
it's such a good movie. So, um, yeah, yeah, we actually took a group to go watch that movie from the academy, and yeah, so definitely inspired people from our academy to train and continue their training.
Yeah, they had a lot of a lot of the kung fu flair in that and wushu. some sword work. It was pretty cool. And then there was a lot of like high flying stuff too. They're flying through trees and stuff, and
Oh yeah.
sword play in the air, and a lot of that the old stuff you used to see like in the movies, like the seven deadly venoms and the crazy stuff like that.
Yep. 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 Um, well, another actress here, and is Ziyi Zhang.
Zi Zhang,
Um, Z Ziyi or
is that
Zi?
Zi Zi Zhang? I'm not sure how to pronounce that one.
Yeah, me either. Sorry if I'm butchering it. But another.
So she was the
She
younger
was
girl in the movie.
Yeah. So she was also in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She was also in House of Flying Daggers. Did you ever watch that movie?
I've never seen that one.
So I actually did watch that movie. Not as to me, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a lot better, but still an interesting movie actually. I
Is it a
recommend.
martial arts movie?
It
I'm
is.
assuming. Okay.
Yes, just a lot more knives and swords and uh, weapons. So they have like control over knives and stuff. Lots of flying knives, throwing knives and stuff like that. Um, Memoirs of a Geisha, but I actually never saw that either. Did you watch that one?
I haven't seen that one. I've heard of it, but I definitely haven't seen it.
Hmm. Um, let's see if there's anything else that stands out here. Oh, that's interesting. She was in if that's the Cloverfield I'm thinking of, 2023. I don't know. Godzilla.
Godzilla,
I'm not seeing anything else that stands out.
the Grandmaster.
She was in the Ninja Turtles in 2007.
Oh wow.
Um, let's see. There's the Flying Daggers,
Hero,
the Warrior,
the Warrior.
Hero.
Rush Hour
Okay,
2.
Rush Hour 2. So she definitely got some
I've
good ones on her
definitely seen
list here.
Hero. Wasn't Jet Li in that?
I think so. Yep,
I
that
think
is
Jet
Jelly.
Li. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Jet Li. I remember seeing that one years back.
What's the premise of that one?
Man, it's been
Trying to.
so long since I've seen it. I can't remember.
Oh, that's a Quentin Tarantino
It was a good movie, if I
film.
remember. The
Ah,
action
I
was
forgot.
pretty good.
I forgot Tarantino directed that one.
Yeah.
I need probably need to go watch that one again too. Interesting.
Man, you're gonna go on a holiday binge after this episode.
uh, all right. Moving on here.
All right,
So the
let's see
next
who
one
we
we
got
got
up next.
pulled up is Cynthia Rothrock. I'm actually not as familiar with her.
So she is,
Um,
yeah, she was super popular. She was in several of the Black Belt magazines, if I remember. Man, back in the day, I feel like she was ranked in, I don't know if it was back in the old days, Reeves ratings back in the 80s. That was later SKI, SKR, Sports Karate International, or Sports Karate Ratings back in the old days. They used to have these magazines that would come out, and it would have all of us that competed. We would be ranked in these old magazines, and that's kind of how you looked at the standings back in the old days. They'd have them broken out by belt rank, and if you were in the tops, you'd be listed in the magazines, and that was pretty cool. I always, watched and waited for that magazine to come out to see where you were rated in the old days.
hmm, very cool. Um, so she was in The Martial Arts Kid, In Search of the Last Action Hero, Heroes, China O'Brien, Diary of a Lunatic.
What a
I've not
name that
seen those.
is. I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah, I haven't seen these either. I recognize like I've actually seen that magazine
Oh yeah,
I've definitely know the name and have seen her around. Let's see if there's any other movies that she was in. Let's see.
Tiger
Um,
Claws, Tiger Thro Tiger Claws 3 actually.
Tiger Claws 3.
The Untouchables, Dukes of
The Dukes of
Hazzard.
Okay, all right.
Was she Daisy? Daisy Dukes,
I don't know. Um,
Lady Dragon.
man, she might have the longest list of movies yet.
Holy cow!
And I really have not.
No Retreat, No Surrender 2.
Wow, all the way back to 1985 through. Looks like her last movie was in 2023, so she's still going strong.
Yeah, she
Uh,
was ahead of my years.
she's coming up on 40 years of acting
It's crazy.
um, with martial arts. So, yeah, you can't deny that. And a lot of these are martial arts related. Um, so yeah, anytime uh, you know, slightly off topic here, but looking at our um, academy, our academy is actually probably about um, I would say 35 to 40% women.
Wow.
Female students. We have a huge um, you know student base of you know women and females, and so I feel like a lot of these influences and movies and fighters and things like that. You can really see a difference. Have you seen a increase over the years in your academy with
I would say
it
we're
used
at least 35% right now.
yeah,
Typically more of the younger girls. I wish more, I wish more women, like adults would get into it. And I think sometimes they're just so apprehensive because of things that they see on TV. And, I think one of the hardest steps to take is actually to come into a school and train. And some people are so intimidated. And I think a big part of it is just really just finding the right culture. I think culture is everything within academies, and we say it over and over again, but it really is the culture, And I've
yeah,
been to a lot of academies over many, many years and visited, and man, you walk into some schools and you look and you start to talk to people and you're like, people actually train here. It's kind of scary. And you walk into other academies and everybody is like super inviting, and it can be a whole different world.
yeah, absolutely. You want to pull up one more here?
Yeah, let's do it. Holly Holmes. And Holly's a great, great competitor too. Kale, I think we may have lost your audio there. Check your audio.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll actually I'll let you take over for a second. There's someone at the door.
Oh, good. Yeah, so we have the preacher's daughter. Okay, so Holly Holmes is a really good fighter, and let's see, she's from Albuquerque. I didn't know that actually. So watched her compete in UFC, and she actually beat Ronda Rousey, which is an incredible feat. So, uh, Kale, what do you think on her? I think you've probably watched her fight more than I have, honestly.
Yeah, she kind of came onto the scene a little after Ronda Rousey, and she really made a statement, taking her out, and it's awesome kickboxer. So awesome kickboxer and just a great fighter all the way around.
Yeah, and she's I think a little bit at the older age right now, but she's still doing it. She just fought recently.
She did. She fought recently. It did not go well for her. She ended up getting choked out. Um, but I think she. Man, I don't want to misspeak. I want to say she was 40.
I thought she was
Uh,
close to 40, somewhere in that range. So she's
in
definitely
her
getting up there in years. You wonder how much longer she's got.
Yeah, and she looked great. And she just got caught in a choke. I mean, it happens to to everyone. Um, but yeah, so she looks great. She's just an absolute beast, and she still trains like crazy. And I've followed her career. Um, but I remember I remember watching the fight where I think she landed a kick against Ronda Rousey and knocked her out. Um,
Yeah.
so her kickboxing is absolutely incredible. Yeah, she kind of took the throne over from Ronda there. And then she was champ for about a year or two, I think. And then
Yeah. Now, one thing I really like about Holly too is she's extremely humble. She's not a trash talker or anything like that. And she's a good fighter and she doesn't talk a lot of trash.
yeah, we've talked about that a lot on our streams. We're both pretty old school on the respect and discipline and being respectful to your competitors and stuff like that. So I always pull for that. Um,
Yeah, 100%.
you know, I I think a little bit of trash talking is okay. As I think there's definitely some lines. Colby Covington. Really I think crossed some lines over this last weekend. If anybody watched those interviews, but yeah, he was talking about his family and kids, and man, he just there's no need for
Yeah,
that.
way out of line.
Um, so little friendly competition, smack talk. That's great.
Some fun talk.
Yeah.
Some of these guys get so carried away and you start bringing people's families into the mix and stuff. It's just not the way to go. You really just make
Well,
yourself
and
look like a dumbass too.
yeah, I'll jump off here. Well, and
Jump off, you just jumped on.
I did jump off
Full screen.
here. So interestingly enough, though, and it's just the way that it is. It's kind of frustrating, but uh, I was actually just watching an interview this morning, and they were actually watching the analytics of the UFC this weekend, and during the pre-fight conference or whatever, when everybody was there, talking to the press, when Colby Covington was talking smack and him and Leon Edwards were going back and forth and they were getting heated, uh, their their sales like skyrocketed on the pay-per-view buys.
Really?
So as
It's
soon as you
crazy.
put that drama in there and trash talk, so unfortunately that's what sells is that you know trash talking, drama and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
um,
it just goes back to that's why the training in an academy is so important.
yeah, I always tell the students, kids and adults, like, look, that- all I care is that I want you to go out and try your best. We always try to win every time. I want you to win. I want you to be the best. But I just want you to go to sleep at night knowing you gave your best, and then learn from your experience and always be respectful to your competitors, whether they're respectful or not. And um, that's tough to learn,
It really is.
especially nowadays. It seems to just be getting tougher and tougher. But that's when the kids go to compete, I'm like, look, give 100%, uh, leave everything out there, try your best to win. We want to win every time as much as we can. You're not going to win every time. It's just not the way life works. But we're gonna try and be respectful as we're doing it. So I care more about their attitude,
Right.
respectfulness, their behavior. That's what I care more about than the gold medal or whatever. So
Yeah, when you're going out there to compete, it's an opportunity to test out your skills and, try to find some weaknesses and build and make them better for the next time. And, I've been on both sides of the spectrum over the years competing. I've been at the tops where I was winning all the time. I've also been at the bottom too. I think the first probably 8 tournaments I went to were a disaster. So it was crazy. Um, but you get better with each one. And, The one thing about being on top is when you're in that spot, it's a lot of pressure because everybody's gunning for you too, you know, so it goes both ways. But just get out there, enjoy the experience and try to learn from it. And that's what helps us to grow, not only in martial arts, but in real life too. You know, when you're used to um, taking on defeat, you know, it teaches you to persevere. And that's the important thing, is to try to improve and get better each day.
Yeah, and uh, because I did well in my competition career on the second half of my competition career. I did, in Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA. I did really well, and so a lot of the students that saw me compete in the last 10 or 12 years, saw me winning a lot, and I always tell them the story because basically from the age of like 6 to about 14, I pretty much lost every tournament. I mean, third place was a good showing for me.
Yeah.
So get a bronze or a silver, I was like ecstatic. But most of the tournaments, I was not placing. I was kind of like that fourth or fifth place. So I was kind of just outside of the brackets, or the podium or whatever. So I spent 8 to 10 years losing tournaments before I started winning, and then but about 15 or 16 years old was when I started to take it more serious, and then I
Hmm.
started to win and do better, um, and then that translated into more wins later. But man, I spent 8 or 10 years losing, and I learned so much from that, and um, it taught me how to get better. Right, you lose,
Yeah.
and you can pout about it and cry, or you can learn from it and get better, and that's what it taught me. So I'm a huge believer in just not that everybody has to be like a huge competitor, but at least compete some, learn how to handle your emotions, learn how to handle your composure, uh, and learn how to be a respectful in victory and respectful in defeat. That those are some valuable lessons, I think.
Yeah, I kind of had that similar experience. You know, I remember first competing, and this is back in the 80s, long time ago, and I lost a lot of matches. And at that time of my life and that age, I was extremely serious about what I did. And, you know, I trained and trained and trained, and I lost a lot, you know, and I tell my students a story too at the schools. And, you know, it teaches you to persevere. And one thing that I noticed is when I was like super overly competitive, I actually did worse. When I started
Yep.
to enjoy what I was doing, my whole body and my demeanor relaxed, and I did a lot better, and I was winning a lot more. And, you know, we talk about in martial arts, we talk a lot to students about, you know, goal setting, habits, all this good stuff. You know, winning and losing is a habit. You know, if you're used to winning, you're going to win. You have the proper mindset, you train with that in mind, and you know, it's the same if you're used to losing. Sometimes that's what happens, and a lot of that is the mindset too. If you expect to lose, you know, sometimes that's what you get. And in life, your expectations a lot of times is what we get. So
Yep.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons along the way. And I had an instructor early on that knew I loved martial arts. I mean, it's all I did. You know, I remember showing up to parties in high school in my kung fu gi. You know, people thought I was
Hmm.
crazy. So I was like, I was it. And I just had to learn to have a little bit more fun. And because the instructor had told me, you know, you really love martial arts. Why don't you have more fun with it? And I didn't really realize, you know, how upset I would get when I would lose, and I would go and train and hit the bags until my knuckles would bleed, you know, and it was bad. And then once I started having fun, it was a lot better. So it's kind of cool to have those experiences to share with the students, though. Hopefully they can learn from some of the dumb mistakes, you know, that I made when I was younger, and that's all I can hope for.
Yeah, and to that relaxing point, that's experience too. You have to compete. Man, I remember the first time I did a jiu-jitsu tournament, the first time I did a MMA match. I was pretty young my first time going to tournaments. I don't remember that, but I remember, you're tense, you're nervous, and so and you got to compete multiple times to get where you can get in that relaxed state and calm, stay calm and stuff like that. So yeah, experience and getting quite a few competitions under your belt helps you. And you're absolutely right. Like the more relaxed you are, usually the better you do, the more fun you're having, the more relaxed you are, and you just perform better.
100%. Yeah, I don't know how you were. I used to get really nervous. Have you ever gotten sick before?
So, um, that was never an issue of mine, like getting like nauseous or anything like that. Um, just but I dealt with a lot of nerves for sure.
I
Yeah.
got sick
Would you
once. I
get
remember
nauseous? Yeah.
in Vegas. First time I competed in Vegas. Yeah, I got sick right before competition started. At the time, I was pretty highly rated in my division, and it was getting close to the end of the year. You know, the world standings were coming up, and I was so nervous. I ended up in the bathroom getting sick before competition, and
Mm.
I think it actually relaxed me and got a lot of the nervous bubbles out because I did really well. But yeah, I do remember that day. I think it was at the convention center or somewhere. This is way, way back, but I do remember that vividly.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
Glad I had
we do
toothpaste with
have.
me that day.
Oh man. Well, we do have a spin wheel today.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
if you want to jump to that. Whether it was this is from our last uh, video last Tuesday. Dun, dun, dun. And let me just confirm I got everybody on there. So you had to comment on our video from last week, the funny martial arts movies, your favorite martial arts comedy movie. Um, so I know I've got Kachow on there, Dalkster, Retrosi, Caesar, Dak, Laban, Eva, King Jensen, and Maui. And ooh, I almost missed one. Kushal 089 is on there.
Hey, Laban. Hey,
All right,
Michael. Thanks for joining us today.
Eva. Oh, and Kohler is on there. Oh, we had a bunch. All right. All right, that's Trinity Prop. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, Trinity Prop actually bought a charity property a few days ago. So thanks, Trendy
Oh, thank you very
Kohler.
much, Michael. That's awesome.
Um, I know. So I've got $20 towards our charity from the properties. I know you've sold some Ninjava, um, and some properties. So are we at $50? I think for our charity this
We
month.
are over $50 combined for sure between properties. I know I've got I got two properties sold maybe, and then several bags of Ninjava.
Excellent. Um, so just quickly, and we'll plug it more on Thursday during our live stream. But um, you can go to our Discord. You can look at some properties that we have. We have some really good properties that are on. Some of them are on the track. Some of them have apartments and um, which if you don't play Upland, you don't know what we're talking about. But if you're if you're in Upland, then you can go buy these properties, and 100% of those proceeds are going to Tap Cancer Out um, organization, and you can also purchase some Ninjava from our website if you're in the U.S., and those proceeds also go to the charity. So we're trying to do that for the month of December. Our goal is $500. We're over 50, so we still have a little ways to go.
Yeah, and in the intro to this video, if you scroll back, there's a QR code in the intro. You could actually just click on that. It'll take you right to where you can purchase the Ninjava. So
Yep, it'll be at our on the website link as well in the description. Well, let's spin this wheel. We got 5,000 UPIX that we're giving for our last video. If you commented, let's see who's going to be taking that today. I know Laban has been itching for a win here, and I don't think he's going to get it. I think Eva is going to get it today. Congrats, Eva.
all right, Eva.
All right, so we'll be sending you 5,000 UPIX after the show. Congratulations. All right, and I will be getting my setup back soon. I got my whole setup and desk and everything for my was used for something else during my surgery. It got moved around, so I'm getting that put back together. I'll get back to my regular spot here. You guys can see our. I think is that my cat or dog? Yeah, my dog's picture back there.
Nice.
um, so anyway, good episode today. I know we got some a few more names to go through, but maybe another episode. We can hit another one there.
Yeah,
But
we've got a few more on the list, and man, as I was going through, it was hard to just isolate because there's so many people that are like really famous, because of movies and stuff, and then there's so many people that I've met, over my life in martial arts that are great martial artists. Some have gotten me into martial arts, and then some have helped me to continue as well. So.
yeah, yeah. So we'll do another episode, I think, on this for sure.
All right, well, that's probably good timing. I've got people installing screens here, and my dog is about to jump through my walls, so could get bad in a minute here. Well,
All right, that
congrats
sounds
to
good.
Eva. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys back next Tuesday. We'll have some more martial arts, and as we get into some of the next martial artists, I'm really excited about it because one of the people on this list is somebody that really helped me to dive into martial arts full throttle, and it was a big influence in my life. They're now passed on actually, but they were just one of the best martial artists I known, and I can honestly say was the first woman to whoop my butt other than my mom. So, so really excited to talk about that. And she's done a lot of wonderful stuff, and unfortunately left us early, and I was really sad to hear that a couple weeks ago. So anyways, we'll look forward to next Tuesday. Don't forget to join us on the stream on Thursday. I think, do we have some more giveaways Thursday coming up?
We do. I can't remember what for. I think on our stream from last Thursday, I think you had a comment on that one. I'll post in the Discord what you guys need to do for that.
Perfect. And then I think we're going to do a race as well. I'm not sure what track we're racing yet. So that'll be exciting.
Yep.
And Trendy Props, reach out to us if you want to sponsor a race. We'll definitely hook that up next week, or this next stream, I should say, on Thursday. So, and I think that will wrap it up for today. Again, congrats to Johnny Bones on your UFC victory. I know M Strikes was hooking up the picks for the NFL pick. I'm not sure who won that yet, but I know that's going to be posted soon. So I'm hoping I won that. I don't know how I finished out. It was a great week of football, I can tell you that. So we whooped up on the Dallas Cowboys this weekend. So I was excited to see that, and definitely some different play call. I think that's the fewest passes I've ever seen Josh Allen throw. So I was excited that they played so well, and it was great to see Cook kick butt. He's such a great back, and it was good to see him shine. On the other side with fantasy football, it killed me that Josh wasn't throwing the ball. So, but anyways, so next week's another week. But all right, I think that's going to take us out of here. So we look forward to seeing you back on next Tuesday for Influential Women in Martial Arts. And we got an action-packed schedule for next Tuesday, so don't forget to join us.
All right, guys. Later, everybody.